Today I will go over the top AI tools for recruiters in 2025. New AI tools come out every single day, but here's what I've learned from seeing them come and go. You can have all the fancy tech tools in the world, but if you don't know how to use them correctly, you won't see the benefits. Today I'm breaking down the top 5 AI tools for recruiters that actually move the needle and help you scale your business. I promise those aren't just random recommendations, those are tools that I've actually used and implemented across all of our clients and can stand behind. I'm Fabian, one of the co-founders of Automate Solutions, and we've helped 30+ recruitment agencies scale their business without increasing headcount by using AI and automation correctly. Let's get started with one tool you've probably never heard of. Tool number 1 is Instant Data Scraper. You probably know the struggle. You need a really big prospect list really fast, and you end up copying data manually from directories, which takes you hours to do so. And this is what most recruiters are actually still doing nowadays. Instead of talking to candidates, they copy-paste data from online directories or lists instead of talking to the people. The solution for this is Instant Data Scraper, actually a free Chrome extension. With Instant Data Scraper, you can extract any data from any directory in seconds. And it's actually our secret weapon for rapid list building. Let me actually give you a few examples on how to use this. Use case number 1 for this tool could be niche industry data extraction. So instead of manually copy-pasting data from an industry database or directory, you could just use the free Chrome extension to let it extract all of this into one CSV for you and then work with this. Use case number 2 are directories or any structured websites. Think of government directories, Y Combinator, all of these pages with infinite scrolling or pagination. We love to use Instant Data Scraper to just click through this and collect this into one merged CSV file for us to process. Use case number 3, and one of my main use cases for this for our clients, was trade show data. So basically extracting attendees, exhibitors, all within a simple click into one CSV to then work with this. So why I love this tool and why it works so good is it bypasses certain restrictions. So when you have like a limit of records to export in a database, but the UI interface lets you click through all of this, you can actually use this Chrome extension to bypass this and work around it. The output of this tool are clean CSV files that you can work with and import into any other tool that you need to use to enrich or work with this data further. And price, it's completely free. So just go into the Google Chrome extension store, download it and get started. But now that you have such a massive list of data, we need to work with this and put intelligence into it. So that's where the other tools come in that I'm going to show you now. Tool number 2, most of you guys are probably already using it, but you're barely scratching the surface. It's ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not just a chatbot for you, but you can actually do research, content, or strategy with it. Here are some of my favorite use cases, how you as a recruiter can use ChatGPT. Use case number 1 are job description details. So whenever you finish a call with one of your clients where you went through the requirements of like a job search that you have, you can just copy paste the transcript from the note-taking tool into ChatGPT and let you format the job description requirements very nicely. This way, you will capture every detail you talked about in the call and never miss any requirement again. Use case number 2 are candidate summaries and candidate specs. So for this, you can just upload a candidate profile into ChatGPT and use it to summarize it or to spec it to your clients. This way, you get instant summaries and can spec them to your clients instead of spending 30 minutes of writing this down manually. The third use case for ChatGPT, you can actually take the CSV file we got from our tool number 1 from Instant Data Scraper, put this into ChatGPT and let ChatGPT research any additional information you need. This might, for example, be the company domain, company headquarter location, or for example, funding round announcements. Anything you need, ChatGPT Deep Research can go ahead and add this to the CSV file. Pro tip, when working with ChatGPT, tell it your niche, tell it your specialization. So when you're a technical recruiter, it learns that and it adapts all the answers to your niche and to your specific needs. The pricing, ChatGPT of course has like a free version that you can use, but we recommend going with the $20 per month one, so you have less restrictions and faster response times. So with using ChatGPT, you can research, strategize, or brainstorm much faster, but the data is still not centralized or scattered everywhere. So we need one central hub to pull everything together, and that's where tool 3 comes in. Tool number 3 is Clay.com. Clay is a comprehensive data and enrichment platform that combines over 100 different data providers into one tool. It's designed for advanced prospecting workflows and lets you try out all these different data providers without getting a subscription for each one of them. Let me tell you something about a few few features that Clay has. Something which you can very easily do with Clay is find the right decision makers at companies. So you could, for example, import the CSV list of companies that we got with instant data scrapers, and with Clay's free find people search, we could find the right decision makers with the right job titles at these companies that we want to reach out to. We can then use all of these different data providers to enrich the data points that we need, like email address, phone number, and by then we have like a really comprehensive, massive list of data points with prospects to reach out to. Some other data points that are really useful for our recruiting clients are open jobs. So for example, you can build a key client monitoring in Clay by importing companies you want to monitor and track, and then on top of these, search open jobs for them. This could run on a recurring basis each day. So whenever there's a new job for a company you are working with or you would want to work with, you can directly find the decision maker, put them into an outreach sequence, and hopefully get a new client. Also, ChatGPT integrates natively with Clay. So whenever you have a prospect or a company, you can use ChatGPT to normalize their first name, to normalize the company name, or even to research and qualify them based on your ICP fit. Clay's biggest advantage is that it lets you try out new strategies, new campaigns, and gather data really quickly. Instead of trying out multiple tools, you can just try it out in one place and use Clay credits to pay for it. And if used correctly, like for example with your own OpenAI key, it can also be really cheap. Clay has a free tier where you can get started, but you can also sign up with our link, and once you get the first paid month, you get 3,000 Clay credits for free, which is equal to $200. Tool number 4 helps you gather more reliable and enriched data about a person. Tool number 4 is Contact Out, and it's one of the providers that we use to enrich contact information. It basically has a professional database of all the profiles that are out there on LinkedIn, enriched with contact information like work email or even personal emails or phone numbers. So what you can use this for, of course, enriching contact information, like for example, the work history, the skills on the LinkedIn profile, the very validated work email or phone number. Contact Out has an API which you can connect to all the automations in the background you're using to power this with the right data. On top of it, it also has a free Chrome extension, so whenever you're manually browsing through LinkedIn and see an interesting profile that you would want to enrich, you can use the Chrome extension. Contact Out or other providers that we use, like for example Prospeo or Better Contact, will give you reliable data to work with, to connect with the right people and don't get bounced emails or disconnected phone numbers. So you can stop wasting your time verifying contact information and actually speak to the candidates, speak to the clients, and build the relationships. Depending on your needs and your volume, of course, these tools have different pricing tiers, starting as low as like a free tier or even for $29 a month. So go check them out and get started, and then upgrade your plan later on. Tool number 5 and the last piece to the puzzle is Lemlist. Now that we have the enriched data and the verified contacts, it's about doing the personalized outreach that actually converts. And for this, Lemlist is our secret weapon. Recruiters spend most of the time on LinkedIn, so why not automate this with Lemlist by LinkedIn-focused campaigns? Lemlist is a multi-channel sequencer that lets you do LinkedIn outreach, email outreach, calling tasks, and even soon WhatsApp and text messages all in one platform. This makes it one of the most powerful outreach tools for recruiters. So you can actually get multiple touch points over multiple channels with just one automated campaign. Basically, the multi-channel gets you more touch points with your clients, and more touch points means higher conversion. When you have an outreach cadence, including a LinkedIn connection request, a LinkedIn DM, a WhatsApp message, an email, and even a phone call, the conversion rates and positive outcome of your campaign is way higher than just relying on one channel. Here's an example sequence that converts really good. So for example, you can send a LinkedIn connection request and wait 1 week for them to accept. If they don't accept the LinkedIn connection request and seem not to be active on LinkedIn, you can switch over and send them an email, follow-up email, and a phone call, for example. If they seem to be active on LinkedIn and accept your request, you can first try to connect with them over LinkedIn DMs. If there's no reply on LinkedIn, you can then switch the channel by following up via email and call, and maybe a final LinkedIn message referencing the call attempts and emails you sent prior to this. Since most recruiters rely on one channel and even forget the follow-ups, using tools like Lemlist can really boost your reply rates and your results from your outreach. With Lemlist custom variables, you can also use the data we have in Clay to personalize the message very neatly. So it's not just first name or company name, but you can actually tailor the message to your lead based on their work experience, the news, the LinkedIn post they did, so it actually converts. Another feature that lets you really stand out in the inbox of LinkedIn DMs are voice notes. And with Lemlist, you can send them pre-recorded or even with AI. Our secret tips for using voice notes most effectively is send a text snippet beforehand that's personalized, and a few minutes after, send the pre-recorded voice notes so the lead doesn't know it's pre-recorded and actually still feels very personal and human. One client campaign that used exactly this tactic generated 60 plus CVs from just 400 people connected. Their plans start at $59 a month, but you would usually go for the $99 a month plan to use both channels, LinkedIn and email. So let's look at the complete workflow, step 1 to step 5. You would start with Instant Data Scraper and scrape a trade show for the exhibitors, for example. The CSV file generated by the Instant Data Scraper you would import into Clay to use Clay and ChatGPT combined to normalize the data, research if they're in your ICP yes or no, and also find the right contacts with their email addresses. For email addresses, as said, you could use Contact Out, Prospeo, Better Contact also inside of Clay. So you end up with a really relevant list of people that are going to a trade show probably, are in your ICP with their work email validated and their phone number and LinkedIn profile. So all of this you would then send to Lemlist and based on the research do a personalization or icebreaker. And prior to the trade show, you could then connect with all of these people on autopilot on LinkedIn, send them LinkedIn DMs asking for a meetup in person and actually plan your trade show visit perfectly. You know I have the top 5 AI tools to use to build a working recruiting system for you while you sleep. But having the tools is just one part of the equation. The actual challenge, implementing these tools without making costly mistakes. Because one mistake in Clay could suck up all of your credits and you need to pay again to start using it or to try around with it. That's why we created a resource hub with a lot of content and templates about AI and automation in recruiting. Step-by-step guides, templates and how-tos you don't find anywhere else. Link to the resource hub is in the description, so make sure to check that out. And if you still struggle to get things implemented, make sure to book a call with us. Thanks for watching.